Welcome to the Creature Cast, the official Console Creatures podcast. I'm your host today, Steve Egbar, and alongside me, as always, my good pal Bobby. How the heck are you this week?
Doing excellent, sir. It is the first day after a heat wave, and I'm forgetting not to turn my fan off as we were discussing. But I'm doing good. It's so cool in my house. I was dying in my second floor last week, and last night, I was drenched when I went to bed. So yeah, I feel good. I can breathe.
Yeah, you can breathe. You can actually go outside and enjoy the outdoors. No, I feel you. We've had 2 weeks of a heat wave going on. It's been very, very unpleasant.
It's insane, and I couldn't even imagine living in a warm climate 24/7.
No,
I could, but next to the beach. But here, no. It's bad. It has been bad, but I'm glad that we're finally in the middle of summer. We're in a. It's just flown by. I mean, so much has happened in the last month, and I feel like no signs of slowing down have happened yet. I've got a bunch of stuff in the works. I've got previews up the ass coming. I've got reviews, and how it is. Just it's great, but I miss the days when summer was just backlog and watching movies and just chilling.
There's no chilling anymore, and as we'll talk about over this episode, there's a lot of games and a lot of upcoming games as well. I mean, we can kind of just get into it, but the Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase was today, as of the time we're recording this, and yeah, I kind of want to go over it. I mean, there were a few games I think are worth talking about, but before we start talking about breaking it all down and everything, how did you feel? Not only going into it, but coming out of it.
So, I mean, let's preface this by saying everybody knows that when a direct is announced, expectations skyrocket, regardless whether it's first or third party. I at this point, I've kind of lowered my expectations for partner directs because we know, obviously, it's not what Nintendo wants you to focus on. So, I went in, right. I was mid-temperature. I was fine. It's fine. I know that I don't expect anything major. It's the next 6 to 12 months of what's coming out. So I liked it, but it was fine. I guess it was. I wasn't overly excited by what we saw. I had a couple of my own expectations. Obviously, we all did, but they didn't come to light. So I left okay, well. Let's hope the next one's a little bit better, maybe. I mean, that's kind of where I left it at. So, yeah, overall, if I had to rate it, a B.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. As for me, I'll admit I was really disappointed in this.
I mean, fair enough. It was very RPG centric, so I know a lot of people who don't play those are
I don't even think in terms of what was shown, it was more what wasn't shown or what wasn't said. I mean, we were leading into this with the assumption that we're going to get some sort of direct, whether or not it was a direct proper, which I think coming off the release of the Nintendo Switch 2 would have been great. Pad out the rest of the calendar year. We got a lot of glaring omissions in terms of release dates for Metroid Prime 4, Kirby Air Riders, Splatoon. And maybe even some teases for what's to come in 2026. I think that, a lot of people were going into this thinking this is going to be the big one right after the Switch release. And then, it came out. No, it's going to be a partner showcase, which, okay, that's great. Because, again, once, we look at it under the lens of post-Switch 2 release, it's okay, we know that the Switch can run games like Cyberpunk. It can run other, really good AAA third-party games. So let's see who's on board and believes in the Switch 2 enough to be here are our games, here are our ports, here are original IPs. I mean, Duskblood, for instance, from Software. I mean, that was an amazing reveal at the last kind of a Switch 2 Spotlight Direct. So I kind of wanted to see things of that caliber. And coming into this, I don't really think I got those. And I'm not even saying I was disappointed in it being very RPG centric, Capcom kind of showed up with Monster Hunter Stories 3 and then, Octopath Traveler 0 from Square and stuff like that. There were some, but it all felt very samey in a way. And what I mean by that is that if you could have removed all of the Switch 2 branding out of this Direct, and it would have felt like a regular Nintendo Switch. I didn't feel like it had the pomp and circumstance of this being a post Switch 2 Direct. I don't really think that it had like that confidence or bravado going through it.
Yeah, and at the same time, you know what? September is when I'm pretty confident saying we'll see a proper Direct in September.
That's right.
It's summer. Like I said, it's normally a slow period. So like, really, what do you expect? Like, what could you possibly expect them to show now? Because it's not on season. This is the off season for a lot of people. Like there isn't, a big focus on what's coming out now. It's about what's coming out later, and that's what September's for. It's that fall, because fall is basically the busiest period of the year. Like
that's right.
That's 2 months away. Like we're gonna see something in a couple months, but for what they showed today, it was basically, like you said, this is all stuff that could have been shown in June, like right around Summer Game Pass. Like this should have been a Direct for June, not July, and it really fell, like the bottom fell out for me when that Chilling by the Fire game was shown, because that was probably like the dumbest thing that was there. And I don't know what to say about it. And the fact that it costs so much money is ridiculous to me. And like I just don't know how Nintendo was like, yeah, let's put this really low poly camp simulator. Like, like, what the hell was the point of that? Like, I felt like that was a slap in the face to everyone.
See, it's so funny because we're coming, like, that was the moment where I was like, oh, finally, it's interesting. But that's just because it's me. Like, I was just like, oh, okay, Monster Hunter Stories 3, never played a Monster Hunter Story game. I mean, we'll go through it a little better, but like, yeah, it wasn't until we got to Chilling by the Fire that I was like, oh, this is like actually a Switch 2 game, because it's using, the game chat functionality, it's using the webcam and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which, other than that, I was like, oh, this is just a Nintendo Switch Direct.
Yeah, but like what I feel is the only reason this game is even in there is because the developers are like, yeah, we're going to use the camera.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
The voice chat. So here you can focus it, show that we're using it. Here's what we can do with it. And like, I don't know. I do like the game chat. I mean, playing Mario Kart World with it was really cool. Playing some of the Clubhouse 51 games was a nice way to shake up what that game is. But like this, if I want to camp by the fire, like I'll go do in my backyard. I'll do it in my back. I'll go camping.
Well, that's fair.
Camping. So like this is not even a cop out for me. It's like I'd rather just like actually do it at this point. This just feels like a $20 slap in the face, because in Canada it's $20.
It's a $20. Well, think of the gas you'll save by not going out to the Algonquin Park. You can spend it on Chilling by the Fire with your friends, and like I said in our Discord, which everyone can join in and be part of the community. Sometimes you just want to hit the Benjamin and just vibe out with your friends, and sometimes you just got to do that on Nintendo Switch too.
But like camping by the fire, like this is what people think they actually want. No, I don't want. I don't. Like if it was like some kind of gimmick where it's like camping by the fire in space, when you can kind of do something stupid in space,
sure,
or like at least have like bear attacks in this game. Like make it amp up the amps. Like let's get some bears in this game.
Yeah. Like, see, I think you were nearly on to something. I don't think anyone's asking for this game.
I don't know, and like I feel bad that we're talking about this game like this, but like Nintendo, man, like what the hell? What, like, who okayed this? That's something that's like one of those games where I expect to find it on their YouTube channel just randomly uploaded, not direct.
Well,
and I don't know. I know I'm being a little bit hard on it, but like I mean, third party, I expect a little bit more than this. Like, come on.
Yeah, I don't blame you for being a little disappointed in it. I think that during the middle, why don't we go through it? Because I think that there are some highlights and then some low points as well. So, I mean, I mentioned it before, but Capcom opened it up with Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflection coming out in 2026. I myself have never played a Monster Hunter Stories game, but this is like correct me if I'm wrong, a more traditional JRPG, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a JRPG in the Monster Hunter world, and
That's cool.
They're just like Final Fantasy games. Like they're not really tied directly to each other. This one's different from the previous ones, but like it looks really good, and like it's just another notch in Capcom's incredible run. Like they've been killing it with what they've been putting out, and like this is how you start it. You start off with like one of your strongest publishers, and like they set the mood, and then you kind of let that set the tone for the rest of it. And like, just to kind of say, it kind of waterfalled off this. Like it started strong. I was like, okay, great. This is coming out sometime next year. I expect early September or early 2026. It looks stunning. It looks pretty much complete. I mean, what more could we want? I just want to see some gameplay. But like for a Monster Hunter game, it looks impressive.
Yeah, I think the art style looks really good. I think, for someone who's from the outside looking in, I think it looks very impressive, and I assume that it's going to, beam off the screen on something like a Nintendo Switch too, when it eventually comes out. Afterwards, Once Upon a Katamari is coming to Switch, and then assumedly Switch 2, although there's no labeling. I assume it's just going to be backwards compatible, but it's a little weird. Even on the website, it only lists Nintendo Switch, but it is releasing October 28th. I fucking love Katamari, and I am so into this.
It's coming to Switch. Yeah, not Switch 2.
But you assume that you'd just be able to...
Yeah, I think it'll have some patches or upgrades or something.
Right?
But that's fine. You know what? It's not a demanding game, like, really.
No.
So, I'm all for this game. It's been 14 years since we got a proper Katamari game. There is a really good one on Apple Arcade. So, like, if you are looking for something just to, satiate you until October, get Apple Arcade. Because, like, I know people are like, it's just a mobile game, but no. Like, Apple Arcade is really impressive. It's been great for the last 6 years. And, like, you get everything. Like, there's some really good Sonic games on there. There's JRPGs. Like, there's skateboarding games. Like, there's everything on there. And a Katamari game. So, like, yeah. All for this game. Looks incredible. There's multiplayer. Like, all in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the added multiplayer and everything like that. I love that. Just Dance 2026 edition is coming out October 14th. I don't think surprising anyone.
No, but they're fun. I do like them.
Sure. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, November 14th. Really cool. Down for that. Here's one: Plant vs. Zombies Replanted, October 23rd. It's coming out with new co-op and PvP as well. So that's really cool.
I was never into this series.
Oh no.
I don't know what it is. I just could not get into it. I don't know. It just felt like a cheap mobile game at all times to me. And like, I'm not trying to say that's like a bad thing. It never hooked me in. But
sure,
I'm happy that it's back. I'm glad people are happy about it.
It was always one of those mobile games that really did speak to me back in the time when mobile games really were kind of whatever. No one really paid attention to them. Plants vs. Zombies were like kind of stuck out to me. And then it was the Garden Warfare series that really, really set fire to me, where I fell in love with the series. So I'm hoping that, given Replanted comes out on console, that hopefully maybe one day that they kind of really start investing in this series again, because it's been in dormant for what feels like far too long. I don't know if there have been like weird mobile spin-offs in the meantime, but yeah, it doesn't feel like we've gotten a main entry in the franchise for a long, long time. Yeah,
and all for it. I feel like that stopgap has been actually a good thing, because like online reception was pretty positive today. I don't think I saw one person just be like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
But so it's been actually 6 years. So 2019.
What was the last one?
Oh, maybe actually Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborhoodville.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Third-person shooter, though.
Yeah, I remember this. Interesting.
That was the last game, I guess. And then before that, it looks like it was 2016. So, cool. Yeah, it's been a while. So, I'm glad people are into it. So, maybe I'll check it out. I mean, I'm down to play the game. I'm always open to trying new games and things I probably never would have liked before, but this looks cool.
Then we got EA Sports FC 2026. launching on September 26th. Pac-Man World 2 repack for September 26th as well. Final Fantasy Tactics, Bobby, you gotta help me with this.
I'm having like an existential crisis right now because
Ivalice?
It's always been Ivalice, but then he said it another way.
Yeah, and I was thrown off at this. Ivalice.
So like I've always said Ivalice, and that's kind of how it's always been in the game. So Ivalice Chronicles.
Ivalice Chronicles comes out September 30th. What does this do for you?
Oh man, this is like Christmas for me. Yeah. So it's 2 months away. I am so stoked. It is one of, if not the best Final Fantasy stories of all time. Like it really is a strong story. It's got a memorable cast. It's got everything. Like it is something I suggest everyone plays at one point because like it really is just like it sticks with you. It's like a personal story. It's very diplomatic. There's a lot of just things that regular Final Fantasy games have never been able to replicate. And it's like one of those games you have to play at some point. It's just like gamer cred. I remember playing this when it came out. Like I could not beat it at 10 years old, and then I ended up getting it a couple years later and like got over that hurdle, and I don't regret it. It was such a rewarding experience at like 14 years old getting through this game and like credits rolling.
Yeah.
Even if you don't want to play for the difficulty, I would say like because there's now difficulty levels, so you can go to like a story mode and just breeze through it. But like it is something I always recommend playing.
Love that.
Yeah.
Persona 3 Reload coming to Nintendo Switch 2 on October 23rd. This is a huge one. I know for a lot of the community out there, they've been waiting for this. This is now rounding out the release for this game now that it's on Xbox and PlayStation. This is really cool. I really am happy to see.
It's a good remake.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm kind of disappointed about, there's no expansion, so it's got just the base game.
Oh, interesting.
No episode, I guess. So I don't know why.
Yeah.
Maybe they're still working on the port, but like kind of disappointed with that. And that's not a full release
because they launched all of that together on PlayStation and Xbox, right? Like it all came out. No.
So the base game launched in February. I think the expansion launched in September. So it was like a 7-month delay. But
interesting.
It's an epilogue, so like it is something you have to play.
Right. So assumedly it will come as well.
Oh, I feel like it's gonna. Well, I mean, there's no way it's not going to. It's just kind of shocked it's not ready for October. So that's kind of where I'm at. But like that's kind of weird to me. But I mean, either way, it's an amazing game. Obviously, people are mixed on which one's their favorite. But like this is probably one of my favorite Personas. So like I'm gonna play it again. I'm down to play it.
Nice.
I literally have the guy behind me. I don't know if you can see him. He's really on my stand. Like he's one of the best designs for main character.
It is a very sick design. I really do like it.
I love that image. Like it's such a cool image. But yeah.
Then we got Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment coming this winter. I'm not a Musou fan, but I know a lot of people really dug the first one and am excited for the prequel to Tears of the Kingdom through this game. So does it do anything for you?
Yeah, I do like Musous, but when Koei Tecmo is able to work with licenses, like they're way better. Case in point is just like you obviously got what's the first one? Hyrule Warriors Age. I can't remember the first one.
Let me look it up. Of Calamity.
Age of Calamity, and then you've got Age of Imprisonment, and then you have Persona 5 Strikers, which is a sequel to Persona 5.
Yep.
It plays nothing like an actual Musou, and it's more like an action RPG, and like that is one of the best Persona games that they've put out. So like, yeah, I'm excited for this game. I'm just kind of curious, like when we're gonna see a Final Fantasy Musou, because like I'd be down for that, and like
that's interesting,
yeah, like honestly, like that's just like a prime franchise to have it out. But yeah, looks awesome. I'm down for this. More Zelda's always good, right? I mean,
of course. Yeah, I do like Age of Calamity only because like afterwards I just go on YouTube and I look up like the story beats and I'm like, okay, this is cool. Yeah. Add to the lore and everything. I don't need to play it, so I'll probably do the same thing with Age of Imprisonment.
It's fine.
Madden NFL 26 coming August 14th. And then we got Chillin' by the Fire available now. A little shadow drop for Nintendo Switch 2. I know that you're very excited.
Yeah. Oh, I got it downloaded on my Switch 2 right now. It's just taking up space.
Yeah. Apex Legends coming August 5th. This was a really cool one. I've long dropped out of Apex Legends, but just seeing it now being supported is very nice. I do like it for the community's sake.
Yeah, I mean, more shooters on Switch, like, honestly. That's cool. But yeah, I haven't played it in like 4 or 5 years, so.
Yeah. We got Hella, which is a cute little mouse game coming 2026. I really dug the trailer for this one. It's got some cute characters, but I love the surprise twist that, you know, you can play with upwards of 3 other players and kind of navigate these puzzles and stuff like that. I want to keep my eye out on this game. I think out of everything, this is the one where I was like, oh, I would love to know more information about this game, and kind of excited to see it come out next year.
I'm with you on that. Like, I thought this was really cool.
Yeah.
I kind of hope we see more of it soon before, you know, people kind of forget what it is. But like, I'm all for it. Like, I love that there's puzzles in it, there's exploration, it's got everything, it looks like. So,
and it kind of just gives me that, you know, Moss vibe of just playing as a little mouse guy.
Moss is incredible. I love Moss. So yeah, more of that.
Yep. Star Wars Outlaws is coming September 4th. I don't know about you, but this trailer did not impress me at all. The texture pop-ins looked really grating. And then they did, I don't know if you saw, they did like a developer spotlight afterwards. Video came out and they didn't show any gameplay whatsoever. So I'm kind of worried about this port.
Yeah, I don't know how this is going to turn out. I feel like what we saw was, like you said, really rough. And I don't know if this game's ready for this. Like, no, I don't know if this is going to work. Like, I feel like this is something they need another 6 months to a year to get really right. But at the same time, it's like they need to get as many copies out in the wild and sales in before, you know, end of the year. So I don't know. I'll see how it comes out. It's out in a month, basically. So I'm going to check it out. I have lukewarm expectations for it. I'll try it, just, you know, breeze through a little bit. But I had my fill of the first game. First game, you know, the console game, and like that was good. I don't know if I want to go back.
I don't think so either. I think it's cool that more people will be able to play it, but I'm just nervous of whether or not it's going to be a version that's even worth playing.
So I mean, I'm surprised it's not a cloud version, because the cloud versions have been like real stinkers, and like, you know, I kind of expect seeing them more.
Yeah.
So who knows? But you know what? Whatever.
We have Chronos: The New Dawn coming day and date on September 5th from Blooper Team. I'm very surprised and kind of happy that another platform is going to have the option of you know, buying this horror game from Blooper. I think the game itself looks really good. I'm excited for it. Yeah,
honestly, it's filling that dead space that
dead
space left, right? And like, it honestly, like, it's hitting every note I want. So even this port, whatever it is, like, it looks pretty put together. So like, if this is what it looks like now, I mean, good job on Blooper. Like, Blooper's been doing excellent work the past couple of years. So like, more of this, and like, hopefully this kind of drives EA to give us Dead Space 2 remake, because like I feel like just having one kind of is like a slap in the face, you know. So
sure. Yeah, I agree. And then we have Yakuza Kiwami 1 and 2 coming November 13th. Really cool again. Some great support here from Sega. Love the fact that more Yakuza on Switch is always really good.
They look pretty good, but the texture on the character textures are kind of rough. I don't know if you looked at the trailer, but the world looks more detailed than the actual character models. That's what I'm kind of saying.
Sure. Yeah. I kind of noticed that as well. It was maybe it was just the fact that I haven't played Kiwami 1 in such a long time that I kind of misremembered. But to me, I was like, okay, this kind of looks like what I remember it. But I know someone who's more familiar with it could probably point it out way better than me.
It looks fairly good. So, like, I mean, and we have to, like, we know how far in advance this trailer was put together.
That's true.
You know how it is, right? So, like, there's still time. They have till November to get it right, and like, I'm down. Like, more Yakuza, always a good thing. I am excited to see how they work on Switch too, because so far most games have been pretty good on there. There's been a couple of bad ones, but overall, like, it's good hardware, I feel, for Nintendo.
I agree. And then we had a sizzle reel, which included games like Goodnight Universe, NBA Bounce, Hello Kitty Island Adventure, Romancing Saga 2, Shinobi, and then Borderlands 4. Any of these kind of stand out to you? I think it was like a safe sizzle reel.
Safe sizzle reel. So Goodnight Universe is a spiritual sequel to Before Your Eyes. I don't know if you played that.
No.
So, like, that is one of those games where you definitely want to play it. I did it in VR. You could probably do it in 2D, but like, it's a game that's really, really personal. It's very touching. It's something that it's like another one of those games where I feel like I want people to play it, but like, it's very it's touchy subject matter. So, like,
okay,
I would recommend playing that, but this is just a spiritual like I said, spiritual sequel.
Sure.
That one stood out. I'm definitely excited for that. Romancing Saga, it's a good game. It's very different from a standard JRPG. Shinobi looks incredible. We're just coming off of Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. That game is outstanding. So, like, to get Ninja Gaiden and then Shinobi so close together is out of this world. Like, it feels
very cool.
Like we're going to the past now, because like that's been unheard of. Borderlands 4, I don't know. I don't really have anything good or bad to say about it. I was kind of disappointed by Tiny Tina's Wonderlands and Borderlands 3, because I feel like they were so by the book, very mundane, pedantic. Like, they just didn't do anything for me, and like, that's kind of sucks, because I understand, Borderlands 2 set a really high standard for the series. It is the best game Gearbox has ever put out, and that's fine. I'm excited. I'll play it. I'm going to be playing it. I'm going to keep an eye on it. What we've seen in kind of like their developer diaries does have me a little bit excited, because it's going back to their basics.
Yep.
It's dialing back the comedy in a good way, and it's more focusing on the gameplay and the shooting and all that. So that's cool. And then, yeah, that's a scissor reel. The last two games are kind of cool too. I don't know if you want to talk about them, but like, I mean, I'm interested.
Yeah, we had Adventures of Elliot, the Millennial Tales, and then Octopath Traveler 0. It was kind of a double feature ending from Square Enix. And yeah, I think it was very weird
to put them back to back.
Put them back to back.
Yes. But Adventures of Elliot looks pretty cool. It's a HD 2D action RPG. I mean, like, it calls to me. Like, I love what they're doing with it. I'm just shocked that it has a city called Philadelphia or whatever it is. That's been the talk of the day, and like, that's kind of what's like, who thought of these names? Like, that's what I'm kind of thrown off about. It's like, and the name of the game, like, the Adventures of Elliot.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. That took me for a loop there.
But like, it looks cool, man. Like, this looks something like back in SNES days, like Secret of Mana or Secret of Evermore, stuff like that. Like, it looks just like what those games would look like in 2025. I love it. I'm gonna get the demo today because it's available today.
Yeah,
love it. Octopath Traveler 0. I don't know what your history is with the series, if you played them at all or dabbled.
I played the first one quite a bit, but I never finished it. I still haven't played 2.
Yeah, the first one is like, it feels like a demo for what the game was meant to be, because Octopath Traveler 2 really it was a prime game. Like, it was basically what I wanted from the first game. It had obviously a way better story, because the first game was very disjointed. Like, you're jumping between characters, and they were interacting with each other, but they weren't actually there. So you could have like a party of all these people you really like, and meanwhile, story-wise, they're across the world somewhere else. So like, that's kind of cool. But from what I saw from Octopath Traveler 0, it's just an adaptation of the mobile game, which is called. God, I just looked it up today. Octopath Traveler: Continents of the something. I'll look it up quickly. Let me just look it up. Octopath Traveler. Jesus, where are we? Champions of the Continent. So that's a mobile game that was exclusively out, I think, last year, and they're just adapting that story, retooling it to narratively sound better, and adding more fleshed out, I guess, town building, because there's town building in this game, and basically the story is, your home burnt down and you're basically out for revenge, and that's kind of
cool.
It sets you out. But like, it looks cool. Obviously, it's not a full fleshed out sequel. It's not Octopath Traveler 3, but this is a prequel to the first game, so I'm interested.
Yep.
Kind of disappointed that we got, like we said, 2 back-to-back Octopath games and not Final Fantasy IX Remake, because I've been hoping and praying for this game for months now, and not a peep. And like, I don't know when we're going to hear it. At this point, I feel like it's my Silk Song, because
sure.
what the fuck? What the fuck is going on with these guys? Like, I feel like this is just like, oh man, they're blue balling millions of people.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, going back to it, I'm going to give it a B. It was fun.
Yeah, I'm a little lower on it just because of, my own expectations of it. Some of the games spoke to me, a lot really didn't, but I think that's okay. I'm just very eager to see what the rest of the year kind of looks like in terms of must-play games, get some release dates. But yeah, I think, to your point, I think a September Direct is going to be needed, and especially given the fact that it's going to be, Mario's 40th anniversary coming up, and assumingly Nintendo's going to want to do something special for it. So
yeah, like,
I'm more excited for the next big Nintendo Direct, and hopefully to see, some real heavy hitters come out and support this console.
I feel like we're for sure gonna have a good September. Like, there's no way. Like, Nintendo could not just pass Mario's 40th like that and just not do anything. So yeah. We have a new movie coming out next year. We have a new console out. Like, there's no way.
No, fair enough. Let's talk about some games that we've been playing. One game in particular that we've both been putting a bit of time into is Grounded 2. Now that it's in early access, it's available now for people who want to join in. First off, I'm kind of curious, what's your exposure level to Grounded as a franchise? Did you kind of vibe with the first one? Was it a game that you kind of picked up and kind of dropped off? Because I know that it went through an extensive, early access period, released in 1.0, and now still to this day has been getting continuous support. But Obsidian Entertainment kind of decided to work with Eidos Montreal to kind of give us a brand new location, gameplay mechanics and stuff like that. So talk to me about Grounded leading into Grounded 2.
Yeah, so like, obviously Obsidian first. Yeah, let's just say Obsidian is knocking out of the park. They've been firing on all cylinders. I think this is probably my least favorite IP that they've put out, but I'm not saying it's bad. I liked Grounded. It's fine, I guess. I mean, like, I'm not gonna say it's a bad game, but like, it's a survival game, and like, I'm not a fan of survival games. I don't really care for managing thirst, hunger, having to build things. Like, I don't care for that stuff, and that's kind of why I don't like Fortnite. But like, I played the first, I liked it. The story is actually the big thing that I feel like more people should be talking about, and like, it is prime for like a movie. Like, it's so well put together that I would rather probably watch it than play it. But playing Grounded 2, I'm a handful of hours in, and like, I do like what it's doing. It's obviously bigger, it's better, it's a direct sequel, so you don't necessarily have to play the first game, but you'll enjoy a lot more. But like, I like it so far. It's a lot more streamlined. Like, I know there are big issues that the first game had, where item management was a big thing. Like, you can only carry X amount of items, so going out. You can only pick one item every day to head out. So if you want to dig, you can only take a shovel. If you want to chop things down, you're going to take your axe. Now there's one tool for everything. It's
Which
always
is such a good improvement. Holy hell.
And it doesn't break. So like that's the other big thing. So like the
Yeah.
Omni tool is great. I love that everything's been kind of streamlined. I love the music in this game. Like it's so synth. It's like such nice music. Like it's unbelievable how good the soundtrack is. I love the characters. I love the voice acting. I love the premise a little bit more, just because there's more of a mystery to it this time, because it's not just like, hey, we got shrunk down again.
Sure.
From what I'm understanding, and it's like we said, still early access. It's not the full game. It's a big, decent chunk of the first area.
Yep.
There's a mystery. Obviously someone's out to get you, so you were shrunk down and you don't know who's doing it.
Right.
And there are theories about it. So I'm just following that thread, because like I want to know who's done it, because it's obviously not, the big bad in the first game. There are signs pointing to it being there's like a fifth hidden kid that shrunk down with you, and like he's actually getting a revenge. So like I'm going to see if that's actually true. It's pretty cool so far. Like that's what I'm playing for. So like I'm not playing on the standard difficulty. I kind of dial back the survival stuff.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah, so like that's how I'm doing. I'm just playing story first. So it's better that way. I'm enjoying it a lot more. If I had to pick, just play it on like the simplest difficulty and just breeze through it, because you still got like about a 35-hour gameplay experience. Like it's pretty cool. I do like how easier it is to craft things, how simple it is to find things, and everything's better. So like overall, like I feel like I'm gonna be playing more. I want to be playing with other people, because playing it by yourself is fine, but like I feel like with 3 other friends, like it'll probably be a lot better of experience. Like, this game seems like it was meant to be played with other people, and that's going to change how I feel about it. But like so far, if I had to give like a rating, it's like a solid 7 right now. I'm gonna see how much I can get out of it, because I believe the next update's coming in the fall, and that's going to be adding more. I think it's more gear, more building mechanics. I think a little bit more story, because you hit a certain point in the game where it just basically cuts you off. And
that's right.
Yeah. So I'm kind of curious how they're going to add to that next part. Like I want to see what kind of biome they're going to be adding, but for what they've done, it's pretty cool. I love what they've done. Obsidian does not miss. So like this is a perfect game to tie us over till the Outer Worlds 2.
Yeah, I agree. I just looked it up because I was curious. I put in about 36 hours into Grounded 1, beat the campaign, got all the base achievements at the time. I know that they added even more, expansions and more support and everything like that. But I really liked it for what it was. It was kind of that, little bit of a vibey survival game. There were, moments where you did really have to lean into the survival aspects, and those kind of got a little obtuse. Like we were talking about, like having to carry around all these different items for crafting or, collecting resources and everything like that. But I really did love the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids aspect of it, of being in this backyard and seeing the different, perspectives of going up to the picnic table, or, I think there was a picnic table or something. Like I do remember like climbing the heights of it and kind of looking around and be like, wow, this is just a regular person's backyard, but here we are, so small, and we're interacting with all these different bugs and everything. Some,
it's
helpful.
Cool.
And then you're sorry,
we didn't even mention the rideable bugs, like the
the buggies. Yeah,
the buggies are great. Like I love the idea.
Cool.
They're assholes, man. Fighting the ants are just like, they're mean. Like they will basically destroy your life if you even cross them. And like I don't feel like the first game was as difficult.
I mean, personally, I found the first one to be very difficult in a lot of ways, but especially as you continue to go further down the path and you kind of, get to some of these late stage biomes. Right. I remember really having to like deck yourself out with, improved weapons and everything. Getting into Grounded 2, though, you are, I think, completely spot on with it. I mean, despite the fact that it is early access and there's only like a limited amount to do in the game, I think a lot of it is streamlined. I think you can really tell that working in conjunction with Eidos Montreal, that Obsidian really has improved the gameplay loop and made it a lot more fun and a lot more frenetic and stuff like that. I think the the new area, the biome, like Brook Hollow Park. Now you're in like an active park.
Yeah.
I love it. It gives way to so many more creative, perspectives. Like we were talking about, it's no longer a backyard; it's a park. So, just where you are in general, I'm really excited to see where the game kind of like expands out to, and kind of where they're able to bring you into, and how different and varying the biomes are. But what we have right now, I think, has enough of a carrot on the end of the string that, yeah, like you, I do really just kind of want to continue beelining it through the core aspect of the game. I don't think, similar to how I treated Grounded 1 before it got into its 1.0, I wasn't really all that incentivized to build. I wasn't all that incentivized to do all
it's
this
not
like
stuff I care about.
optional stuff until we get to, here's the 1.0, here's a good base layer. Because like I don't want to build a basic, hut or cabin and everything, and then in fall they're like, and actually we're adding X, Y, and Z, and then it's like, well, now I have to rebuild aspects of this. I kind of just want to have the bare bones enough to just keep the core gameplay from being keep it being fun and everything like that. And yeah, I don't know what the longevity of it is going to be up until we get to 1.0. But so far they've talked about, upcoming, updates and stuff like that. They have one slated for fall. They have one for, I believe, summer of next year, which
They have 4. So I've actually just pulled up. So they have a fall update, which is Axle recipes on arena.
Cool.
Quality of life improvements, hot pouch on buggies. This is all for fall. More armor, more weapons, more furniture. Winter is going to have Steam Deck verification, ROG. There's going to be a playground. There's a whole bunch of stuff basically in winter, like level 3 Omni equipment. And then summer's when, water buggies, watery creatures, level 4 equipment. And then future plans is basically undated. Everything else. So new buggies, new mutations, new creatures, new park bosses, new armor, weapons, blah, blah, blah. New weapons.
So
new everything.
The way I'm looking at it is that we're waiting until September of next year to really get possibly that big substantial update. Yeah. And similar to Grounded's early access to Grounded 1, you're probably looking at the same amount of time. Not necessarily saying that 1.0 will be ready by next year, but I have a sneaking suspicion that working, with Eidos Montreal might get like a fast track to 1.0. But so far, I'm really loving the characters. They're all the returning kids from the first one. I really like the stage development of these characters. Of they're back in it. They're back shrunken and everything. That I love their just personality and their takes on what's going on. And yeah, like you were saying, this mysterious figure that's kind of looming, I think is interesting enough that I'm like, okay, I'm willing to see this through just to kind of get some answers.
Yeah, like I'm definitely, even if I don't touch it till next September or whatever it comes out, like
that too. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm fine. Like I am a story first person.
Sure.
If the mechanics are a little bit stronger, like my one big thing is like the combat is very simple. It is. Not the greatest. I don't like the dodging. I don't like all that stuff. So if that was better, I probably would have liked it more. But yeah, I mean, for that, it's serviceable, so I can basically just breeze through it without having to get too invested. So like I said, if I have to wait a year, that's fine. It's not a game that's calling back to me because of how it plays. It's more about what the story is at this point. So that's fine. Yeah. So overall, it's a cool game. Like I'm happy that it exists. Me
too.
I don't think this could have been just like an expansion to Grounded 1. Like I feel like this is probably the right move for them. It's just bigger, better, and bolder. It's a lot different. I like it.
I think above all else, I'm just really happy that Obsidian still has the ability and desire to make a game like this.
Yeah, like
Grounded could have been that game that just lives on as it is, maybe get some minor updates and everything, and then prioritizes Avowed and Outer Worlds 2 and stuff like that. But I'm glad that they're able to continue working on Grounded, and this is really cool that it gets a sequel.
It's a testament to how versatile Obsidian is, because like a lot of studios, like they're good at one thing, and then you have Obsidian who's been just constantly good at everything they've done. Like I'm hard pressed to find something that I feel like they're really struggling with. Like they're good at RPGs. They're good at
Yep.
storytelling, and then this is like a multiplayer RPG slash survival game. So it's like it's out of their comfort zone. I feel like it's so strong and well put together. Like I'm so impressed by what they've done, and like I'm looking forward to seeing if they continue to step out of their comfort zone and see how like where else they could take their team.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like they could do even more stuff. Like I would love to see their take on like just an action RPG
or like a shooter.
Yeah.
Like an actual shooter, not an RPG shooter. But I know, yeah, obviously time will still tell. There's still time and everything. But if Outer Worlds is able to land the way that I think that we all hope to, I think this is an all-timer year for like a single developer. I can't think of
their single-handedly
or a single studio that has ever put out 3 games in 1 year.
No, in this time and day, no. This is stuff that you would expect for like 20 years ago, back when PlayStation 1 and 2 were all the craze.
But is there even an example of like a studio putting out 3 games?
Oh man, Square Enix was doing that all the time. Like they would put out like 4 or 5 games in a year, and they were all bangers like that. And Capcom,
I guess,
too.
Yeah.
It's just my thing is that Obsidian is single-handedly holding up Xbox Game Studios. Like who else is doing what they're doing, right? Like
I agree.
Obsidian is their cash cow right now.
Yep.
They're able to continually put out quality games, no issues, minor delays. Like they're checking all the boxes of what you want from a company you own. Like you don't have to really manage them. They're doing their own thing. Like they're a well-oiled machine. Like they know what they've got to do and they do it well. So Obsidian, that's kind of why I love Obsidian. Like they've become quickly one of my favorite developers. Like they are so talented. They have great people there. We've spoken to them so many times, and
yep,
they're all passionate about what they do. So yeah, like really, kudos to Obsidian's leadership. They feel like few and far between of having a team leaders being able to navigate this industry and not face like onslaught of layoffs and mismanagement and all that crap. So like kudos to them. Like they've knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, I agree. Let's throw it over to you because I know that you're playing. You've gone back to Expedition 33
yes,
on the Platy run. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so I can't get this game out of my head. I'm really struggling to pick my game of the year because, like we said, last week it was Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Yeah,
the week before that was Death Stranding. Now that I'm playing this game again, it's just I can't pick. Like I'm getting pulled in like 4 different directions. But Expedition 33, if you haven't played it, like I honestly advise you to play it. It is unlike any other game I played this year, and I'm not just saying mechanics wise. The story is just so poignant and just so personal. It's traumatic, and like what this game is doing for the genre is, just go online. You'll see all the discourse and like all the discussions that this game has. But like, I'm just trying to understand like how this game has just consumed my life, because it's just like I'm listening to the soundtrack all day at work. It's obviously putting me in a down mood because it's so like sad and what's happening, but like at the same time, it brings me so much joy being able to play this game, talk to these characters, get to know them more, because in this game, like there's elements of like a social RPG. Like you're at the campsite and you're able to talk to these people and build relationships levels.
Yep.
I didn't do all that the first time because I was reviewing it, so like I could only do X, Y, and Z before I had to sit my review. But like now that I have my time, I'm doing A, B, and C, and I'm kind of through everything, right? So these characters are really well put together. Like they're deep, like they're fun to talk to, despite all the crap that they're dealing with. Like they're mostly optimistic about the future, and like hoping that whatever happens, whatever comes, is they're gonna survive it. So like it's refreshing having characters not down on their luck, not just angry with the world, and like these are people who know that their time is limited and they're making the most of it, and like they're just trying to do as much good as they can.
Yep.
So like that's cool. And then my run is basically just trying to finish all the special bosses, because there's dozens of like hidden bosses and like super bosses, and I tried a couple back in April and I got my ass handed to me. So now it's just kind of basically focusing on what kind of builds I can have, because you have a lot of freedom with builds. So like you can basically have Loon's like a healer basically in my game, but her healing also shields characters, it also buffs them, or you can have her basically be a sponge, so she can basically just have constant shields, and she's basically just supporting the other two. Or you can have a character who basically you cannot heal them, but their damage output is like 4 times the amount. So like you can knock out bosses in 1 or 2 hits, and it's just that freedom of like just trying to find the right build, because some of these bosses, like, they will devastate you. And because of this game, it has got a dodge button, you've got a jump button, you've got a parry button, and if you don't master these skills, like, these bosses can one-shot you. And I've been struggling with that aspect, just because like you have to basically fight them X amount of times before you understand their pattern. But like that's what I've been kind of working on, is just memorizing patterns, building builds, managing my party who's working well, and finding out how to overcome all these challenges. And like that's been my platinum run, because it's just so rewarding. It's like, it's unlike any RPG I played this year. It's just like I'm so satisfied with this game. Like it checks off every box I've had for this year. It's engaging, it's memorable, it's funny, it's sad, it's well written, it's cinematic. It's got all these things that are coming together, and it's just a game that's hard to put down. It's basically I feel like it is going to be my game of the year.
Nice.
I know we're still like 3 or 4 months out, but like the more I'm playing it, it's just like, as much as I love Bonanza and as much as I love Death Stranding 2, this world is so unique. It's like you could play any Final Fantasy game. The only one that would even come close is like FF10, and like that's by a mile. Like I feel like what Sandfall has done with Expedition 33 and like these characters and this world, and like put their whole soul into this game, and like the battle system, like it's unmatched. Like you really need to play this, Steve. If you have not played this game, like you need to play
it's on my list. I definitely want to by the end of the year, because I do want to give it a fair shake, because I think that despite my aversions to some RPGs, this is one that I think has enough going for it that could really speak to me. And I think there's enough conversation around this game that I think I just need to play it to kind of experience it myself.
And like more to the fact that there are accessibility features. So like you can drop it down to story mode.
Yeah.
You can enable I think it's like auto QTs, because like there's in battle, every time you launch like a skill, you have to like track your button and press X at a certain time to get like the full benefit of the attack.
Sure.
But where this game kind of really stands out is just the fact how interactive it is. It's not just like it's just an RPG. It's like I said, you have to learn how to parry, you have to learn how to dodge, you have to learn how to jump, and all these things are so well implemented that it's just like every boss is different, every encounter is different. The more you learn these patterns and how these bosses fight, like the more satisfied you are with yourself, because you're not just playing this game, but like you're overcoming actual, like they're puzzles. Like you're mastering these puzzles of every boss. And like there are these bosses, like they're called chromatics, and like they're like the stronger versions of like regular bosses. And like I'm struggling with one right now, because their pattern is so hard to pin down, because like it's delayed. So like you might have like a guy with a massive sword, and like he'll strike, but like he'll delay his strike. So like he'll flinch. You start flinching, and if you flinch, basically you can't do anything. So like you're stuck in that animation. So basically, a lot of these bosses flinch and they basically psych you out, and then you get hit.
I
with
hate
their
that. That's so
Me
cruel.
too, but like it's cruel, but like it's so cool because like you're like, no, I know better. I'll take the hit. I'll master it, and like that's kind of why this game is just it's just like it's why I'm going back to get to fight them all, because like it's like I can do better. I can beat you. I'm going to beat you, and like it's paired with some really great skills. Like everything is so beautifully animated. The battles are incredible. The weapons are so unique. The music, like I said, I'm listening to music. It's very sad, but like when you're in battle, like it's so it hypes you up.
Yeah,
you're so into this world. Like it's just everything. It's firing on all cylinders. Like this is a once in a generation kind of game. Like I don't know what RPG could even come close to it in the next couple of years, because like there's nothing on its scale. There's nothing else I could even pinpoint that would say it in the last couple of years that could even come close to this game. It is so unique, and like that's kind of where I'm going to leave it at. It's just like cool. if you guys haven't played it, just pick it up. It's on Game Pass. Like that's the thing that blows me away. It's on Game Pass. You can just play for free if you have Game Pass, and you'll be all the better for it, because it is probably one of the best games on that service.
Love it. Yeah, I definitely want to give it a shot. Hopefully by the time it cools off just a little bit, because right now it's just like back to back games, and I haven't had a chance to
but like
get into my backlog whatsoever.
We have Game of the Year discussions coming up in like 3 or 4 months, right? So it's like that's the thing. It's like I'll be getting people together for it, and like I know that's the one I want everyone to be discussing, because like everyone that I kind of speak to, we're all kind of in agreement. It feels like it is going to be leading a lot. It's going to win a lot of awards this year.
It will, no matter what.
Yeah, no matter what. So it's like having that hands on with it and knowing why it's so good. Yeah, like it's just something I advise everyone just to suck it up. If you don't like these games, just play it. That's why difficulty levels exist.
Yep.
And if that doesn't work for you, now we know there's a movie in the works. So like,
yeah, that too. Like, yeah, the speed run to get to a movie is pretty cool.
Yeah,
love it.
So that's where I'm at. Yeah, that's definitely that's what I'm gonna do for the next couple of weeks. I'm gonna just try and pace myself, master everything, and then hopefully by the time New Game Plus is out, I'm gonna start again, because it's so good.
Cool. Yeah. The other game that I had been playing over this past week is a little game called Luto from Broken Bird Games. It is a small, bite-sized kind of horror game that kind of came across my desk, and it's really, really inspired by PT. And that's exactly what caught me, caught my attention, and I started playing it. It probably took me like 4 hours, if that, and it's kind of like a walking simulator. You're interacting with select little things in the world, but yeah, you kind of wake up and it is this horror version of Groundhog's Day, where you're just a lowly pizza delivery man trying to go out for his shift, and all of a sudden your reality, your psyche kind of starts breaking and falling apart, and you're kind of dealing with your characters' past traumas and all this other stuff. But what it really does is, over the course of the first probably 2 hours is kind of standard horror fare. It's kind of a lot of PT inspirations, where you're going through the house over and over again. You're familiarizing yourself with where things are laid out, completing small little puzzles and everything. And as you kind of go further and further, the world around you kind of starts to bend and break, and reality starts to shift and everything. But the second half of the game does this really cool thing where it turns into this kind of meta commentary about video games. And I don't want to give away too much and everything, but everything starts to fall apart to such a degree that it breaks, it kind of like peels the layers back so much that you're kind of looking at the bones of a video game in such a weird way. And I don't want to give away too much, but it's worth exploring, because I think the studio does such a cool thing of taking this walking simulator, this PT, which so many studios have tried to replicate in their own right. I mean, even to a lesser extent, like Resident Evil 7 kind of tried to take a lot of inspiration from what PT or Silent Hills could have been had it ever seen the light of day. But Luto really does take it and kind of spins it on his head. It looks gorgeous. It looks great. It's not really all that spooky either. There aren't really all that much jump scares like the quote unquote like antagonist or like spooky entity of the game is just a sheet ghost that kind of walks around. But the physics of the sheet are gorgeous and immaculate. It flows so nicely as it's running around in the back. It almost also reminds me of Haunting of Hill House, where there are like it'll appear like in the background, and it's one of those things that if you don't notice it, or something will be like off in the setting and like in the distance, you'll see it in like behind a window frame or something like that. It does a lot of really cool things to kind of justify its existence. And yeah, I just had like an absolute blast playing it. Going through it on my own, like on the couch, and it was just all lights off and everything. It was just a lot of fun. And yeah, for 4 hours, I think that they really did something really cool and unique, and kind of had a really cool commentary toward the back half of the game. And I've never seen a game kind of do what Ludo does in terms of like breaking apart, quite literally breaking apart its own video game in such a way. And yeah, I'll leave it at that, but I highly encourage people go check it out because it's unique in a space that I think kind of is oversaturated in its own right of video, like horror, of psychological horror video games.
Okay, I think a code came through my mailbox, so like I'm gonna have to check it out because like we all know that whatever happened with PT was criminal. And
it was.
I'm just like I always actually think about that game.
Yeah.
Periodically, I'm like I would have loved to see what that game was.
And Bobby has seemed to have accidentally dropped out, but
I mean, that's incredible. So I'm down for it. Like that sounds right up my alley. I'm always down for a good horror game, and like it's just a way to break the mold of just like all these open world games that we're playing, and like, just something unique and short. Like I love that. So yeah, I'm down to check it out.
Yeah. The other thing I totally didn't even bring up is the fact that throughout the entire game you have this kind of like narrator that kind of follows you around. He kind of feels like an unreliable narrator, but it feels so much inspired by Stanley Parable.
Oh, that's a good.
It's really cool. So again, yeah, highly recommend Ludo because it does some really cool things.
I've never heard of this game or the studio. Like
it just kind of popped out of nowhere.
So they published it too. Okay, so let's see. I'm just kind of curious because, like, yeah, I mean, reviews are out of this world. Everyone's saying it's incredible. So
yeah,
where are they? Broken Bird. So
I think they're Spanish.
Yeah, they're Spanish.
That is the only thing that I will say is like a criticism. So it's Spanish natively. The game launches and you have the option to switch it over in English. Some of the in-game assets and some of the translations aren't complete. So at times, like I picked up a note and you can hit X to read, and it kind of like gives you like the text based of what's in like a note or a book or something, and it will come up in Spanish. So there's still some like rough edges there, but it's completely playable. You won't find yourself lost at any point. It's not game breaking.
Okay, yeah, this is like I said, it looks like this is the only thing they've ever put out, but good for them. They're from Spain, so yeah, cool. I'm gonna check this out this weekend. That looks insane. I just look at the screenshots. It looks
gorgeous. Yeah,
reviews are incredibly positive. So yeah, down. Like looks insane.
Yeah. Bobby, was there anything else you wanted to cover?
No, I think we've done a pretty good job this week. I mean,
sure.
Next week, there's always stuff next week.
That's right. Well, in that case, if people want to connect with you, connect with the site online, where could they do so?
Yeah, you can check consolecreatures.com on obviously the website. You can look Bluesky, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and you can follow me at bpashlitis on all feeds.
Amazing. And as for me, you can find me across the internet at svigvari. And yeah, we're going to have a lot more Exciting things on the site and on the podcast coming up. August, it keeps on coming. There's a ton of new games on the horizon. I can't wait to talk about all of them. But we appreciate your support. You guys all tuning in. And until next time, we'll see you.